This is already starting off on a bad note. Alrighty, here we go with another Alice request. This time I'm doing the first 3 episodes of Love and Death, which is a new series of Elizabeth Olsen and Jesse Plemons that's on HBO Max. And the first 3 episodes dropped all at once, and then I guess the final 3 episodes will be 1 week at a time. But so far, I'm only commissioned for the first 3 episodes. We'll see how it goes. But I'm excited because I saw the trailer a month or two ago. I don't remember anything about the trailer. I think it's something serial killer, I think. Or maybe somebody thinks somebody's a serial killer. Is it Elizabeth? Is it Jesse Plemons? I don't know. Maybe I'm even wrong about serial killer. I've been wrong before. I thought Attack on Titan was about spaceships. So, what are you going to do? But I'm excited to get into this. Now, this will only be for the full reaction portion of what I'm saying here. Alice has asked I do full reactions as well as edited reactions. I don't know when I'm going to get to the edited reactions. Things have been really slow. Things are super chaotic in my living situation right now. And I can only do what I can do, right? So I'm trying to make everything work. But sometimes, like, the bonus stuff is just going to take a while. But since these will also be edited reactions, though, I'm not going to have the stuff on top. Because then what would happen is if I had the subtitles on top for the full reactions, it's the same footage for both. So then I have to remove that for the edited reactions. So you can put the video in there. And my OCD can't handle, like, the black bar. Like, it just looks stupid. Like, it's just, I can't handle that. So, I know it's inconvenient for not to have the subtitles. It'll be harder to know that you're completely in sync, but these are only 45-minute, 50-minute episodes. It shouldn't be that bad, I don't think. The problems really start creeping in at about a half hour. If this is a 2-hour movie doing this way, like, that would be trouble. But I think it should be okay for a 45 to 50-minute episode. We'll see how it goes. Give me feedback, definitely. Like, if it didn't feel like it was in sync, if it doesn't feel like it's working, this is probably a one time. Like, I don't often do edited and full reactions for the same material. But so this is probably a one-time situation. But definitely give me feedback so I can, moving forward, I can know, is this viable or not, right? So, all right. Having said that, we can go ahead and get into the first episode. One more thing. Where do we queue it up? Okay. So I was just experimenting with it. See, let's go past. Oh, just see. This is David E. Kelly. Holy crap, David E. Kelly of Ally McBeal fame. Holy shit. That means that I don't know if he's still a good writer 20 years later, but I know Alan Beale is excellent. So this should be fantastic, and especially if it's sort of darker tone than Alan McBeal. Anyway, we'll get into it. But anyway, so where do we go? Let's skip past the opening credits, and I saw it says based on a true story. So the second that based on a true story goes off the screen, as soon as it leaves the screen, I'll say mark, and we should be queued up. So probably the best way to do it. We'll see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cue it up there, and then I'll give the normal countdown. I think that's probably also best. Okay, so we paused it right after True Story goes away, and I'll do the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Based on true story, huh? I'm dubious. Wiley, Texas. I would make a Wile E. Coyote joke, but I guess I just kind of did. But I won't. 1980, June 13th, 1980. Interesting. I was a wee slip of a lad back then. Guess I'll be judging. Since this is a period piece, I guess I'll be judging how accurate it is. Oh, crap. Wait a minute. Did I see blood? Yeah, okay, I do. Yes, okay. Definitely getting a serial killer vibe. Excellent. Yeah. How much sooner than this was it? I'm going to say 1 month earlier, 4 weeks earlier, 2 years earlier. So up we're 78. Okay. Well, guess we'll revisit the bloody bathroom in episode 6. Huh? Let's see. I guess it's a little bit less than 2 years. by a couple months. Of course, she's in the middle. I'm a huge fan of Elizabeth Olsen. What she's done with Scarlet Witch is incredible. I don't think I've. This will be the first time I've seen her in anything other than Marvel movies. Now that I think about it, she's going a little southern with her accent, which makes sense. I'd be Silver for sure. That could be taken the wrong way. I've really. This will be the fourth thing I've seen Jesse Plemons in. He's fantastic. I have seen a few comments on Twitter about this show, and they've been saying derogatory shit about him. But show me, man. He's been excellent in everything I've seen him in. Of course. I'm seeing a lot of actors I recognize. Of course he does. No way. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. He's too small to be a hog. Yeah, yeah. Need to be smashing. I don't know. We got time. I hear potato salad is good. There's a couple of the other actors I recognize. The one standing up was in Person of Interest. She played a CIA agent, and obviously the what the hell's his name? Yeah, dumbass. Um, I can't think of his name. He was in Leverage, but Timothy no, not Timothy Oliphant. Anyway, point is they've got a really good cast. We're not even. Let me see. 7 minutes in. That's counting credits and stuff, right? So we're only 3 or 4 minutes into the actual story. They're covering a lot of ground early. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. She plays CIA agent, person of interest, which means she's not completely unfamiliar with action scenes. Be sure to establish your relationship. Oh shit! Unless you kill somebody for me. Hey, maybe it's for the best. Yeah, yeah. She's working while consoling you. Yeah, I guess she's on the clock, right? When they know you can't even keep a husband. I see what she said. Scandalous. How can you keep a flock together if you can't keep your house together? You need to have your house in order first. Hey, traveling's how you get paid. He always plays the henpecked husband. You've noticed that? Other than Breaking Bad, of course. You either get pregnant or you don't. You know. Yep. Boy, she fights back hard, man. Straight in the nuts. Like I said, they're doing a lot to establish that like she's super controlling in the relationship, in the bed and out of the bed. I mean, they're doing a lot to establish that, right? So it's Alice was saying that like they only got like a 60 on the tomato, which I don't give a shit about critical rankings at all, like absolutely at all. Damn, dude. Gotcha. Yep. Sounds sinful. Get over it. We just now found out, asshole. Literally just found out. What do you mean, get over it? Man, he really is a royal asshole. Dude, you're kind of off message here. Okay, I see how you flipped it around. Gotcha. He's got her back, I guess. Methodist. Oh, crap. I've got something to tell you about that later. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's not good. Explains why they have a female preacher, though. Yeah, that does explain that. Yep. Doesn't want to shake the eggs up. Maybe he's a serial killer. But anyway, I don't give a shit. Like people use Twitter, they use hey man, why are you looking at my stomach? Yeah, yeah. She attacks. It doesn't matter her husband or not husband. She attacks. How did you hear that? Ask more follow up questions. Yeah, so shut the hell up. She's not gonna. She's not gonna hold back, man. She will kick your ass. That's the way you let him off the hook. Awkward. God damn. Damn, he's practically inside of her. What the fuck? I mean, look, I'm not saying you're a big man. I'm just saying, like, how about let's not do that twice? Watch where you're going. I'm sure that's the start of something. I was picking up on what they were both putting down. Especially with the way we're holding on her. Oh, shit. You can smell his balls, I guess. I mean, they've been fucking. Yeah. Don't finish that sentence. Yeah, 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 yeah. You out of your damn mind. Her name is Candy. Holy shit. There he is over there. Yeah, of course. As a team, they went out. Close the can back up and put it in the shelf. This is not good. YOLO, I guess, is what she's saying. I mean, you could be content. Content is fine. There's nothing wrong with content. Sounds too much like Al Gore. That's already five demerits. You're always going to catch feelings. But yeah, like people on Twitter try to use critic tomato Rotten Tomato. There's another site too, as like a scoreboard. Oh, this movie sucks. You lose. You like this movie and this guy low ranking. That crap. I don't care about any of that. It's not a scoreboard. So, but it is interesting that it's got a 60. So I'm wondering what people don't like about it. Nasty. Jesus, dude. The fuck's wrong with you? Wow, charming. It's called a napkin. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Very troubling. People are never happy with what they have. I've never heard of this movie. What the fuck is this? I watched movies in the late 70s, I think. I have a vague memory of it. I saw one about a bear that was killing people. It stinks. Yeah. Thank you for throwing him a life preserver because that sucked ass. Yeah, we see what she's saying here, right? She's gonna kill it. I was wrong. She shit the bed. She didn't kill it. But hey, she tried really hard. That's what matters, right? Maybe I don't remember the late 70s. I was really young. Maybe I don't remember the late 70s as well as I think I do. Because the music isn't hitting. The fashion doesn't seem familiar. The art, maybe they're a higher level of income than I was. I was really poor. Like we were living in a literal 4 room building, It was a house, but it was only 4 rooms. And when the house was built, they didn't have a bathroom. They had to add the bathroom on later. So it was like an addition sticking out of one corner, right? So we didn't have what you'd call house fashion, right? There was no interior decorator coming in and setting everything up, right? So that could be why none of this seems familiar to me. This is period accurate, at least. Everybody smoked back then. She's waiting like a sniper. They're both in shitty marriages. They just heard even a pastor gets divorced. So YOLO, right? That was a good shot. I love that reveal. That was good. How do you smell? Yeah, let's get it over with. She's aggressive. We'll give her that, right? Because he seems kind of passive. Real. But you're not sure that you don't want him to do something. Can you just rub it out real quick? Look at this. You poor bastard. Deer in the headlights. Good meeting. This could have been an email. Yeah. Dude, that was opportunity knocking. Your line is, let's get a hotel room. Dumbass. Crash and burn. I think it could be both. Yeah. Was that as much happening in the 70s as it was in the 60s and 50s? I don't think so. Again, income. Like, they seem like they're upper middle class, right? So those roles broke down in poor people first. Mom had two jobs, as long as I remember, and that was in the 70s. But upper middle class, probably not. Like, they were still stuck in the 50s and 60s in upper middle class. It makes sense. Because you look like what they used to call a hoochie mommy. You know what she looks like? She looks like that chick from Ozark. You can't appeal to a higher court. That's the point of Halloween. Yeah. The hell was that movie? Was that Grease? It was that was I've seen Grease. That scene they showed in the theater, that was not Grease. Like, I must be losing my mind. Cuss her out. I'm judging you. Judge me. That's so henpecked. Yeah, he seems a little slow on the uptake. Doesn't matter what she wants you to say. Just say what you want to say. But he's hopeless. I could not be his life coach. Rodney Dangerfield. Boy, that takes me back. Yeah. So far, we've had characterization of three men on this show. Two of them are fucking morons. The other one, I don't have a read on him yet. He was the one that talked in place of the pastor, right? It stank. Yeah, you better fret it. She doesn't believe you. Yeah, vampires, dude. Mute the TV. You're fucked. Not in a good way. Yeah, in other words, you didn't read it. Yeah, he has a. This motherfucker has a PhD. Are you fucking serious? Can you find those in Cracker Jack boxes? Because, like, I don't believe it. Yeah, you'll never read another one of my things, man. You better go back to your TV. But here, there's a whole other side of this. Never, as a writer, force the people you love to read your shit. If they want to, I make them chase me a little bit. Because it's not good for anybody. You're not going to get good feedback and you're forcing them to do something they want to do. It's like homework, man. It's just a bad vibe. None of it's good. Terrible idea, right? So just don't do it if you're a writer. Same with, like, my reactions. Anything I do creatively, I've never forced anybody in my circle, in my life, to experience them. Hey, man, can you sub and comment on all my videos? No, man. If they want to watch my shit, they do. If they don't, they don't. Like, just keep me out of it. Because you just don't want to put people in your circle in that position. So she's being kind of a dick there, but then he's also being a dick. He should just be honest. I don't want to read it. You know, I'm not into it. You're gonna use a business line to call her. I guess that's okay back here at 78. I guess I wouldn't. Payphone might be the move. I assume you still get a phone bill, right? You know, if you're calling her home, you're thinking about that anyway. I like the captions. Heartbeat stops because his heart was beating pretty fast. Yeah, he's not wrong. Not for much longer. I'm just listening to you motherfuckers. We know where his head was, though. What does she think? You know, new is in the word renewal. I'm with you. You better vote her way, dude. I love what they're doing with editing. You know, if you think about it, with the games, on I guess now the referees. That's weird. I thought they were on the team, but you know they spend a lot of time together in these kind of activities, and then they're in board meetings together, so they spend a lot of time together. That's enough time to really get attracted to somebody. Say, want to go to the car park? Whatnot. We keep coming back to the stress, right? Yeah. She's quite bored of me, you know. Yes, it is. Hey, man, good shit. Yeah. Hitting a little too close to home. Keep driving. Yep. Here it is. Because now he can't stop thinking about it. It's like a virus. You infected him with your virus. How do we make this work? Let's not do it here. I'm not even talking about sex. I'm talking about sitting in a car talking. Don't do that here. That's a bad idea. Go somewhere else. Okay, I can pencil you in once a week. You know. She's very straightforward. His brain just melted. My brain don't work too fast. You gotta slow down. Uh huh. Right. Yeah, it's only turnabout's fair play. She seems like the type. I can believe it. But fuck him. He's alright. We can't lose him. We won't make state finals next year. Be a dick move. You fucking lie. Oh, okay. Okay, I give it a second. Because we know he definitely wants to smash. You over explaining the no. Never over explain the no. I like that we can be open and honest with this. Quick hand job. Dumbass. Why you lead me on? Hey, man, that's not nice. You don't start the meal if you're not going to finish it. Maybe she kills him. She's a poet. I just got it. She's a poet, of course. She's looking for poetry. Boy, that's the road to misery. Never look for poetry. Blame the victim. Dude, you know his brain don't work too good, you know? Come on. No tongue. Some tongue. With tongue and without. He wants her to pursue him. Yep. She's probably not wrong. He's too passive, man. He moves in slow motion. He thinks in slow motion. He is passive. Yeah, that's another thing, by the way. They don't do Halloween in dark anymore, do they? Like it's like daylight hours. Sucks. Daylight Halloween sucks ass. Back then, we did it at night, and it was awesome. The costumes look a whole lot better at night. Believe that. Hey, Princess Leia and Chewbacca. Not bad. I think I was a stormtrooper the first year. They were around the same time, I guess. I was about this tall. I think I was a stormtrooper. Terrifying Elvis. Didn't he just die at this point? He'd only been dead for a year or two by this point. Yeah. Why would you be a bee? Of all the flavors in the world, you chose bee. It was that's what we're talking about. Wicked Witch. Damn, that's an incline. Holy shit. You better have your parking brake on. Yeah, we can sing that now. We don't have to pay money. Good luck with that. I want you to be pastor. I know a lot about Methodists. Remind me to tell you about this part too. There we go. Yeah. Well, now you won't have Jimmy Cricket on your shoulder anymore. You can do what you want. Well, you left your heart in Wichita Falls, so this is bad timing. On our home line, way far away where nobody can see us. Look at him shaking. Yeah. It's terrible. We don't have cell phones. You better be more specific, like exactly where, what street, you know? I'll text you later. Definitely heard something in your voice. Yeah. I heard your voice. I think I'm staying. Oh, okay. Never mind. She's gonna be up in the like. She really is out in the open, isn't she? Yeah, that's what you would think. He sucks. Oh shit. God damn. Then why did you just go straight for my throat, man? I don't even got your teeth out of my throat yet. It all came out wrong. The fuck? Right? Jesus. I hate that analogy. That sounds messy. She's not wrong. But I'm going to leave before anything bad happens. Are you sure? Yeah. When's my time in the sun? That's a good point. It's a nice house. This really is great advice, which she will not take. And she knows it. You can tell when somebody ain't listening to you. Well, well, well. You just hanging out back there. I guess we're meeting literally at the auto place, huh? Well, you got a working car. Why don't you drive me? Says, welcome to the start of a beautiful affair. Yeah, I don't know. It's not bad. Wichita Falls. They said this is Texas, so that's pretty far away still. She said 200 miles. Yeah, okay. Yeah. She says 200 miles. Yeah. We want a church that endorses affairs. So, anyway, you going to blow my back out or not? What's up? She wants to get down to brass tacks, man. What's up? What's happening? Some things are inevitable. We need an old pro to advise us. Your line is, let's get a room. Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't care. You wouldn't do this if you cared. That'll happen. Sure. No, no problem. No problem. We'll never get emotionally entangled with each other. It's just about smashing. And you picked me. Yeah. There are people capable of having sex without getting emotionally entangled. These are not those two people. We've seen enough to know that. No more thinking. Jump on this now or it's over. What is this? An actuarial table? Are you a insurance adjuster? See, now she's getting emotional. The emotion is anger. You're dead to me. Jump cut to them in bed. No, okay. See, why just get a 60 if they didn't jump cut and go to bed? Was this her actually? Is she actually going to think about it? Pros and cons. Fun is the only con you need, or pro. Really? So what I'm hearing is that '70s music sucked tons of ass. Where are the Carpenters, Beth? At least they're not doing disco. Or is this disco? So we've gone from Halloween to Thanksgiving. A whole month these dumbasses been sitting there thinking about this shit. At least they're organized, I guess. You're teasing me too much. You better jump on this, dude. Oh my god. I'm starting to see why they got a 60 ranking. Yeah, sure. The fuck are you doing? It stank. You have nothing to say to this woman. No wonder the marriage stinks. Oh, which list? I make a lot of lists. Yeah, I scratched out all the stupid ones. Let's name our kid Apple. Oh my god. I've seen deals with the devil less convoluted than this shit. Mulder had like a massive contract when he was trying to make a wish with the genie. It wasn't this bad. Unbelievable. You've got this displayed on your wall. That's not lands on you. Oh, equal. Okay. He likes it when she's in charge. Okay, cool. Yeah, now we're talking. What about clause 3, paragraph 2? Oh, he's scared. Yes, this year. So, a year and a half before the bathroom murder. You know, her prayers must have been a lot harder before texting. How the fuck did you arrange it? You'd have to call the house, right? And then when she answers those hang-ups, you always used to hear about that. Every time I answer the phone, somebody hangs up. You know something's up at that point, right? It was hard to arrange. Not like you can send them a letter, right? I think you would probably have to do things where it's like every day at 12 p.m. there's a street corner, and if we go to that street corner when we want to hook up. Oh, that's not the same. Oh well. Yeah. Wow, that infuriated her. But it's like the same street, Haney's Corner, between Fifth and Sixth, right? You show up there at noon every day. When both of you have chosen that same day to show up, you see each other. Okay, let's do it. Boom. Because even prearranged, like, what if something comes up? Your kid breaks an arm. Here we go. You can't text them, hey, kid broke your arm. I'm not going to be there. Like, I would have to do a street corner thing. So when it's convenient for both of you, that's when you show up. Kind of like Tinder. You got to both swipe. Boy, that's a coming out smarter than you go in, man. Man, that is a big ask. That's right. Is guilt starting to fuck with you? I need to get rid of you bastards so I can get my freak on. She's making a picnic basket. Okay. I bet she's a fire cook. That's one thing we could be pretty sure of, right? They're probably both trash in bed, but like, at least she's a good cook. Got big plans. How much we got left here? Oh shit, we still got like 14 minutes. Some of that be credits. Guess we're going to end with the evil, evil act. Look at you. Boy, I remember that design from Hotels. Hotels had a different vibe back then. Should I say motels? Motor hotel, right? I bet this place that they're using to shoot this has been closed for 10 years. Because this looks just like what we used to have back then. Right down to the fucking swimming pool. They don't have the leaves in the swimming pool, so that's not completely historically accurate. My God, it smells like sluts in here. Back then, I think they had the vibrating bed. You just need a quarter, dude. You're not there yet, boy. If he ghosts her, maybe he's waiting for a call. Gotcha. So he's waiting on a call. You better write that shit down. Do you have a high enough rank you can just walk out of here anytime you want? How much of a power player are you in this business? She's got the hookup, man. It's not just a picnic basket, it's all the accessories. By the way, just so you know, I'm not pro adultery. I'm pro mess. I'm here for the mess. Look at this, man. This is how it is right now. 6 months from now, there'll be like paper plates scattered all over the place, and maybe she rolled through McDonald's. She'll be wearing a pair of jockey shorts, got a towel or something. Yeah, it's all fancy at the start, right? Hope you got some breath mints. Maybe that's what that was. These two are a lot alike. That's why she came so early, so she'd be all set up. Her wedding must have taken 2 years to plan. The way she acts, right? Maybe we want to close the fucking drapes too. Hide your shame. Yeah, we're the police. Come in, dumbass. Jesus. His brain is stuck in park, man. I'm telling you, man, it does look fire. Yeah, why you going over my seat? This is already starting off on a bad note. You knew I was sitting there. You'll never see it the same way again. It's that way with cities. If you have somebody you love in a city, suddenly the city seems magical. When you don't, who cares? She's got a poetic soul. He'll actually read her poems and stories. Yeah, I actually give a shit. Can we not? Can we get? That should have been one of our rules. Do not mention the spouses. Dumbass. That should have been one of the rules. Rule number one. We're in a bubble. We're pretending this is the only thing that's happening in the bubble. It's the two of us. Nothing else outside this bubble matters while we're inside the bubble. You just need that rule, man. If you're gonna have an affair, that's the only way it works. If you're not a complete piece of shit. Get naked, motherfucker. Were you waiting for the music? I guess he wants you to jump on it. Them not having the drapes closed is giving me a lot of anxiety. What's funny is these two have some great chemistry. They intentionally cast this so they don't have chemistry with their spouses. They have chemistry with each other. That was intentional. So I bet when they were casting the spouses, they had screen tests with them to make sure it wasn't quite clicking, right? Yeah, I really shouldn't have bit your. Are you telling me what? Seriously? You poor bastard. I have some things to teach you. That's not the only place I'm putting my tongue. I think that's the disconnect I'm having here. They have great chemistry together, so I'm rooting for this, even though it's wrong. Interesting. That's how you make something like this work. It's all in the casting. What's funny is she kind of looks like Kirsten Dunst. This would be a little weird if I was on set. Because that's how he got married to Kirsten Dunst in the first place. He played her wife in Fargo. Or he played her husband, I mean. She ain't felt this with Pat in a while. Why do you have your shirt on? I just realized. What the fuck are you doing, dude? By the way, some actors have that where, like male actors, for instance, will say they have to keep a shirt on because he may have body issues. I mean, I want people to see him without his shirt on. Some guys are like that, and then again, she kept her shit on too. So it could be actually, it could be a writing thing. They're embarrassed to see each other completely naked yet. They don't have that intimacy. I think I pulled out my hip, but Can we try this without clothes next time? Your underwear kind of got in the way. Don't catch feelings. Bad, whatever your name is. Yes, you do. Wash the filth off you. And maybe you should, like, take your clothes off. You actually have to take your clothes off to shower. That is the thing. I really do like these two in scenes together. Great chemistry. Yeah, wash your shame. See, that's the other problem with fucking while you have clothes on, right? You're not washing the pussy stank off your shirt there, dude. I mean, you have to roll through the laundromat, you know? Oh, yeah. I remember that kind of hotel shower. The middle thing is how you get it to go up the top instead of the bottom. Primitive technology. We were barbarians back then. Basically smashing two rocks together, right? It's interesting that considering how much we're getting like religious themes for this. Oh yeah, that's right. Flash forward. So she's a serial killer confirmed. Fantastic. That's a great edit. Fuck yeah. Just in case we were wondering, you got to end that first episode with a bang, you know. Good shit. Okay, so I mentioned Methodist. What I was going to say before they did that great smash cut was I like the fact they have religious themes this episode, and then it's actually Methodist specifically because I know a lot about Methodists. My uncle's a Methodist. Him and his wife and my cousin, all Methodists. So I picked up on a lot of stuff. I never actually worshipped in a Methodist church. I worshipped in some kind of church at Sunday school when I was really young, when I was around the age that this came out actually, or this is set in, right? Probably 78, 79, somewhere around there, maybe 80. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But I don't remember the denomination of whatever that church was. I have no idea. But whatever denomination it was, it wasn't Catholic. I do know that because Catholics they're way too fancy. So it was something else. But they maybe it's Baptist. They talked a lot about baptism. That's all I remember. But anyway, so as far as Methodists go, I did remember they allow female pastors. And here's the thing about this that they didn't really reference here. That and I don't know like what was happening back in '78, but I do know uh, they rotate their pastors. The Methodist Church, at least the segment of the Methodist Church that my uncle belongs to. They rotate pastors every 2 to 3 years because they don't want the congregation to get super attached to one pastor, and they want to get various messages to the people. They feel like on a 2 to 3 year cycle, the congregation has heard everything a pastor has to say because they give a lecture every whatever they call it. It's not a lecture. Sermon. They give a sermon every Sunday, and so we're talking about 52 sermons. So 100 sermons. They figure each pastor only has 100 to 150 sermons in them, and then the congregation has heard everything they have to say, and so then they move on. Like that's a thing they do. That's intentional. So you're not going to have somebody be a pastor in a community, especially smaller communities, for 40 years. They don't feel like that is the best utilization of resources. So it's just common. And so the thing was, I remember a female pastor came in, and my uncle hated her. He really did not like her. He was one of the highest. He was a treasurer, I think, for like 40 years. He was a church treasurer. And so there's all these people that are establishing these positions of power within the church. The pastor is the only thing that rotates. That's another thing too. The pastor can make sure like nobody's like stealing money from the church. Because say you have a corrupt pastor, and then you have a corrupt treasurer. Not that my uncle was above board, but say you did. If you never rotate out pastors, then those two could be stealing money from the congregation for 40 years and nobody'd ever know. That's not why they do it. I'm just saying that's another thing. But everybody else stays in place. They just rotate the pastor. He hated her, and that was when I first heard it because I remember saying, "Wait, you got female pastors?" Yeah, that's Methodists. Like that's one of the reasons they became their own religion is they wanted to be able to have female pastors I think that the pastors can be married, but they didn't have to be. Like they could just do either one. I think that's one. That one I'm not sure. I do know there was a female because I hated her, but then by the time they got to 3 years, everybody loved her, including my uncle. They all loved her a lot, and they were really sad when she left. They were very upset. They tried to petition for her to stay longer. It's like, no, no, fam, no. This is what we do. This is our method, pun intended. So she left, and everybody's really sad. But there was a hurricane came through one time and it destroyed their old church. My uncle said he came out and he saw the hurricane. They actually saw the cyclone, and he saw the roof of the church. He recognized the roof of the church circling around in the cyclone. He went outside because he lived like 4 blocks away from the church, right? He came out and he saw the roof of his church cycling around. He's like, fuck. Well, of course, he didn't say fuck. He said, man, well, I guess we're going to need a new church. And so that was a big deal for about 5 years. It took them to accumulate the money and to design the new church and get it built. And it was a great new church. The old church was crappy. It was kind of like they were talking about here, right? And they didn't want to invest the money in the new church. And so it's funny because they'd had these conversations. They didn't want to invest the money in the new church. They thought like it doesn't matter. It's just a building. What matters? The church is a congregation. It's not the building. So they made that decision. Everybody voted, and they voted not to build a new church. The next week, the cyclone came through and tore the church down, and everybody's like, well, God wants a new church. I'm not religious. I don't believe in religion, but there's no way. If you believe in religion, there's no other way to interpret that. You guys just voted down make a new church, so God says, okay. So let me get that fucking church out of here. Slap that church. Like, that church was obliterated. And it was a funny thing, too, because the cyclone, they touched down and they lift back up and they touched down. It touched down a couple miles out of town. Lifted up, touched back down right on the fucking church. Obliterated the church and a couple other buildings right around the church. Lifted back up and then touched down again out of town. So it was literally like the hand of God came down and fucked this church in particular and almost destroyed nothing else in town. So how else are you going to interpret that? That has nothing to do with anything. I just think it's funny. But the other thing about this is Methodists are kind of assholes. At least the ones I experienced. Very judgmental. They're super hyper fixated on, like you say, grace for every meal, and I just was not in the habit of saying grace. And so I got scolded continuously about this anytime I come over for like a holiday dinner and anything like that. I was constantly being scolded because I didn't say grace, because you don't touch your food until grace has been said. And like everybody gathers around the table and the food stays there, grace is said, then we can eat. And I would always like pick up a fry or something, I'd be scolded. And they finally, after Dad died, I had dinner with them a couple times, just kind of reminisce and stuff. And they got really upset that I grabbed. We were at a pizza buffet. That I grabbed a piece of pizza or something before everybody was back with their food, so they could say grace. And then my uncle told me after that, and his dad was dead, so that connection was gone. I wasn't super close to him, but my uncle pulled me aside and says like, we don't want you to visit anymore. So it's like it was kind of I wasn't super close to him. And it was kind of inconvenient to visit him. I was kind of doing it just basically to honor Dad. So I was cool with it, but it stings, clearly, right? Like, it's going to be a little bit insulting. Look, I have a bad memory. I don't fucking remember. So I want to respect other people's beliefs. And so if I remember it, I would totally wait. But I have a terrible memory. Like, I just do. And so it was a memory thing. It wasn't a disrespect thing. I don't know how, it must have taken as disrespect, intentional disrespect, right? So I kind of have a hair up my ass about Methodists for that reason. It's personal. It's purely personal. But my point in all this is they can be hard asses. They can be super fucking judgmental and they can be hard asses. They're pretty strict. I don't remember how they feel about drinking. They must not have a problem with drinking and dancing, but I think Baptists have a problem with drinking and dancing. I can't remember. There's so many denominations. But I think that this is going to come into play as far as the strictness. That's why I'm bringing this up. Just how much of a hard ass they are. I think will probably come into play in this story, somehow. But what's interesting about this is we didn't really get that vibe from the pastor, though. So maybe not. Maybe like just my own personal experience colored this, and different methods could be different. Like I'm not trying to tarnish an entire religion based on one family encounter, right? But just something to think about.